this is Doug with IdahoMMA.com. I'm here with Mike Lauer of Team No Excuse in Caldwell. Thanks for your time, Mike. I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for coming out.
So now, the reason why we're here, we've got an event coming up April 19th. It's the PowerHouse MMA Fight Club in Boise, and you're fighting on that card.
I am.
Now, you're a unique story in itself. You're 36 years old, and you're going to be making your MMA debut.
Yep.
Now, tell me how you got started in MMA.
You know, just always been a fan, and my boy's getting older, and he had some interest in doing it, and didn't figure if he could do it, I could do it, and so we just kind of came out together, found this gym. I used to work right down the road, and so found this gym and walked in one day, and here we are.
So no experience, no prior experience to...
No, none to really speak of. I have some prior boxing experience when I was young. But,
when you were young.
But not for 20 years,
Yeah.
So.
It's interesting that you say that. It's not very many people that I talk to say when I was young. Most of the people are young.
Oh, yeah, still young, right?
Yeah, so now let's get back to this event. What do you think it's going to feel like? It's your first time stepping in the cage. What do you think that's going to feel like?
Yeah, I've asked myself that same question probably 50 times. I don't know. I'm very curious to find out, though. It should be exciting, one way or the other. It should be exciting. So, but I'd like to think that, when the lights stop flashing and the music stops playing, that I can get in the cage and just go to work.
Yeah.
And that's my plan. So.
Yeah. Well, what do you know about your opponent?
Nothing. I know his name, and
yeah.
That's where I stopped. So I'd been under the impression I would fight Robert Weeks, and then he pulled out after Josh Josh hurt his neck, and so it was kind of just a comedy of errors that led us to Eduardo Orozco.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So it's sort of interesting because you haven't. This is your debut. It's Orozco's debut. You mentioned Robert Weeks. He's had a couple fights prior. It's sort of easy to get on YouTube and check out somebody and sort of, study him. Whereas here you've got a guy in the same situation as you. It's got to be a little bit different. You don't really know what you're getting.
Yeah, going in blind. I know Weeks has a ton of experience in a lot of fights, but there is a comfort factor in being able to watch a guy fight and then build a plan around what you see. Not that would probably always work, but with this guy, it's like he could be 5'2", he could be 5'10". I have no idea.
Yeah. So we're here at Team No Excuse in Caldwell. How long have you been training here?
6 weeks.
Only 6 weeks.
About 6 weeks.
Wow, that's
with a couple weeks of travel for work.
Yeah.
Out of that. So.
Wow,
yeah.
And in a couple weeks, just a little over 2 weeks, you're going to be stepping in there.
Yep.
So what has No Excuse done for you here?
Well, I think Johnny's an incredible boxing coach. We've worked a lot on my hands. But we do a little everything too. We have some good wrestlers in here, so we work the ground game a little bit, and we work the kickboxing a little bit, and but really I'm new enough at this that we're piecing this thing together right now. I mean, we worked hands really heavy. We've worked kicks really heavy, and we've done some ground stuff, and now we're kind of mushing it all together to see what we come up with.
Yeah, 6 weeks is it's not a whole lot of time, but it's more than 2 weeks, right?
But yeah, it is, and I'll tell you, I think there's a real advantage to being young because the first week here was absolutely brutal. I didn't know you could make your body that sore.
Yeah.
It was pretty. It's grueling though. I mean, we keep a high pace. We'll be in regular for 2.5 to 3 hours a night, and we usually try to work. And I think he might be tricky about that clock. He says a minute, it feels like 5, but we usually try to work in 15 or 20 minute increments where I'll be taking they'll just be rotating in on me for 15 minutes, or rotating on the ground for 15 minutes straight, and you're always getting a fresh fighter on top of you. So I definitely feel like I'm working my way to being in shape. So. Right.
Well, now I always ask this question. Where do you play? You're 36 years old. But where do you plan on taking this sport?
I knew you were going to ask me that. Because I watched the Weeks interview you did, and he's like, I want to go to the house. I'm like, I don't. I'm too old. I have 4 kids and a job. So, right now I want to take it to the 19th and fight this guy. And then after that, I guess we'll figure out where I'm going to take it after that. Do I have any aspirations to turn pro? Probably not. Do I want to go on the Ultimate Fighter? Probably not. I mean, I don't want to go into a house for 6 weeks and not be able to read a book.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
Even it's a 6-figure contract. I mean, they better pay it in 6 months.
Right.
Because I don't think I have that much left.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. You're not getting any younger.
Yeah.
Well, the PowerHouse Event Center, that is a unique venue, and I think it's going to be just like the Fight Club.
Yeah.
And that's the aura that they want to present out there. And I think you going in there, I think it's going to be a real unique experience. I'm going to be there to follow you. I think you got a great story going on, and I appreciate your time here, Mike, and look forward to seeing you on the 18th at the weigh-ins.
Yeah, sounds great.
Thanks again.
Right,
I appreciate it.
Appreciate you coming out.